10 once thriving towns in England that are now struggling. Once upon a time, these English towns thrived with pride, famous for their factories, markets, fairgrounds, or fish. They shaped Britain's past, serving as seaside escapes or powering the economy with steel and coal. But times have changed. Jobs vanished. Tourists disappeared. Glory faded. And yet, these places still breathe with memory and grit. In this poetic journey through 10 once thriving towns in England that are now struggling, we uncover places that mattered, and still do, from coastlines to coalfields. Here are the towns clinging to hope while fighting decline, counted down from 10 to 1. 10. Skelmersdale, Lancashire. Skelmersdale wasn't built on medieval foundations or Roman roads. It was drawn on 1960s blueprints. A post-war new town, Skem as locals call it, was built to ease Liverpool's population pressures. Wide roads, futuristic shopping centres, and neat rows of houses promised a bold, modern future. But that dream didn't unfold as planned. The manufacturing base never came. The railway station closed. And what was meant to be a town of opportunity became one of isolation. Today, Skelmersdale suffers from high unemployment and limited transport links. Its town centre has struggled to retain shops or footfall. Yet, in the midst of hardship, local artists, grassroots projects, and plans for a new rail connection signal fresh potential. Skelmersdale may have been a dream deferred, but the community hasn't given up on it. 9. Boston, Lincolnshire. Boston's history is long and proud. In medieval times, it was one of England's wealthiest ports. Its mighty Boston Stump still towers above the flat fenland landscape, a testament to its trade-rich past. Today, though, Boston faces new challenges. Rapid immigration, particularly from Eastern Europe, reshaped the town. While diversity brought energy and workforce, it also strained housing, schools, and health services. The town consistently ranks among the lowest for income and employment in the East Midlands. Still, Boston has its strengths. Its rich architecture, waterways, and historic centre offer real potential for cultural tourism. What Boston needs now is thoughtful investment, not just buildings, but bridges between communities. 8. Redcar, North Yorkshire. Redcar's identity was forged in fire. The town's skyline was once dominated by Teesside Steelworks, a giant that provided thousands of jobs and gave Redcar its heartbeat. The sound of the blast furnace was the soundtrack of the town's pride. But in 2015, the furnace fell silent. The closure of the steelworks was more than an economic shock. It was a cultural one. Families who'd worked there for generations were left jobless. Shops closed. Young people left. Today, Redcar is trying to rebuild Freeport status. Green energy projects and creative business zones have been announced. But regeneration takes time. Redcar still feels the weight of what it lost, but it's leaning forward into what it might yet become. 7. Grimsby, Lincolnshire. Grimsby once fed a nation. The fishing boats lined the docks, and the town bustled with workers gutting, smoking, packing and shipping seafood. It was the beating heart of the British fishing industry. But that era ended abruptly. Quotas, stock collapse and modernisation decimated the fleet. By the 1980s, Grimsby had lost much of its industry, and with it, its economic base. Poverty rates surged. Some of its neighbourhoods now rank among the most deprived in the country. Yet Grimsby is trying. It's become a hub for offshore wind farms. Renewable energy may be the town's second act. And while challenges remain, the docks still hold stories and hope. 6. Jaywick, Essex. Jaywick was born as a holiday experiment. In the 1930s, East Londoners bought plots of coastal land near Clacton to build chalets for weekend getaways. But as time passed, holiday homes turned into permanent ones. and the town's infrastructure never caught up. Now, Jaywick is regularly listed as the most deprived neighbourhood in England. Roads are unpaved, houses are prone to flooding, jobs are scarce. For years, it's been caricatured by tabloids and television as a symbol of decline. But that isn't the full story. Jaywick has community, warmth, and defiance. Residents want better housing, safer streets, and respect. With proper planning and flood resilience investment, this underdog town could surprise everyone. 5. Clacton-on-Sea, Essex. Clacton was once the postcard-perfect holiday escape. Trains from London packed with families would arrive by the thousands. Donkey rides on the beach, candy floss on the pier, laughter in the air. But package holidays to Spain changed everything. Tourist numbers plummeted, hotels closed. Many became HMOS or emergency accommodation. Today, Clacton has high rates of economic inactivity and poor health outcomes. Its once vibrant town centre feels hollowed out. Yet there's light ahead. Investment has begun trickling back into the pier and promenade. The beach remains beautiful, and locals are campaigning for a better, safer, more sustainable Clacton. 4. Margate, Kent. Margate used to sparkle with summer joy. Punch and Judy, dreamland rides and beach picnics defined the town's reputation. For decades, it thrived as a coastal getaway. Then came the downturn. By the 1990s, Margate's tourism had withered. Shops boarded up. Unemployment rose. But something changed in the 2010s. The Turner Contemporary Gallery opened, attracting artists and visitors. Vintage shops and cafes filled empty streets. Yet, beneath this cultural revival, poverty persists. Many residents still face housing challenges and low incomes. Margate's two identities, one hip, one hurting, sit side by side. 3. Barnsley, South Yorkshire. Barnsley was once a coal titan. Collieries dotted the landscape, and the town thrived on its mining heritage. Solidarity ran deep. Where there's muck, there's brass, and Barnsley was rich in both. Then the pits closed. Whole communities were left jobless. The town struggled to adapt. Its shopping areas decayed, and Barnsley became symbolic of the north-south divide. Now, it's rebuilding. A brand new glasswork shopping complex stands at the heart of the town. Cultural venues and digital projects are on the rise. Barnsley isn't back yet, but it's building something real. 2. Blackpool, Lancashire. Blackpool was once Britain's premier playground. Towering above the Irish Sea, its lights, shows and pier walks gave joy to millions. A trip to Blackpool was a rite of passage. But those golden days have dimmed. Blackpool now ranks as one of the most deprived areas in England. Child poverty is widespread. Life expectancy lags. Hotels that once hosted families now serve as temporary housing for vulnerable groups. Yet hope is not lost. The town is investing in shows, conferencing, and improved transport. The tower still twinkles. Blackpool's spirit, loud, proud, and funny, is still very much alive. 1. Middlesbrough, North Yorkshire. At the top of the list is Middlesbrough, a town that once forged the backbone of Britain. Iron, steel, shipping. Middlesbrough helped build the world. Smoggy pride ran through every cobbled street. But as industries collapsed, Middlesbrough's economy shattered. Today it ranks among the most deprived towns in England. Child poverty is severe. Educational outcomes are low. The high street is struggling. And yet, the flame hasn't gone out. Teesside University has brought students and fresh energy. Creative hubs and tech clusters are emerging. Middlesbrough is wounded, but it's not finished. There's too much history here for the story to end now. These once thriving towns in England that are now struggling are more than economic statistics. They're places of memory, laughter, hardship, and hope. With the right support and investment, they could thrive again, showing the world that even towns with faded pasts can forge bright futures filled with pride and purpose. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell.